Hello, hi everybody. We are back. We are back. This is supposed to be called Drapery Studies. Studies of Drapery. Yeah. Then you hit the go live button. Here we are. Yes. Today's more drapery studies. I only did these 3 yesterday. And I would like to get some more done. I can see my camera's in the way, but that's the last one. And I think that might be all of or most of today. Whoa. Give me a sec. That's fun. We are streaming from 2 different pieces of software at the same time right now, so it's a little bit heavier on my internet. Worked yesterday though, so let's see if it can't work today again. Nope. No. So that's a little bit annoying. If that's going to be happening a lot, then I can't use this solution. Okay. For now, give me a second. I just need a cup of coffee. I'll go make that right now. It should take like 2 minutes. A little cold in my room this morning as well. But now I think we're good and ready to draw. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Wait, I'm gonna eat my words. I need my smudge guard. definitely misplaced one of my smudge cards. Luckily I have several. All right, only 20 minutes late. How does he do it? And now we only need some reference. Something like a drapery, bent knee. It's kind of specifically like half lock folds that I'm interested in studying today. Specifically that bunching that happens with a bent knee. I'm like, how do I find reference images that give me that? Streetwear reference. There's something. Might be something. That one's nice. That one's good. Specifically, if I could find some like images with like loose pants and bent legs, that would be like exactly the reference that I'm looking for. Because you get a lot of shapes when you have that specific combination that are just like a little bit hard for me to predict. Which is why I want to study it. Almost there, I swear. It's that trap of being like one more piece of reference, then I start my studies. Yeah, all right. I think we might just go ahead and work with what we've got here. And then I would like to show you the references. Maybe we just copy them into the document today. That seems easier. Okay. That's you, and you. And then start with something that's actually a little bit closer to what I was looking for, maybe. Something like this. Is quite close. All right. Finally. As always, we start with a little gesture here. We have essentially we have a 3-step plan that goes underlying form, which is why I'm putting in the figure here. Underlying form, then it goes tension points. And then it's like gesture of the fabric. It's a more complicated plan than that, but this is like the lay-in. These are the most important steps. If you mess these up, drawing's not worth much. There's our quick gesture. That's the underlying form, right? Then we do a quick analysis of the important tension points. We're doing the pants, so in this case it would be the knees, the top of this leg especially, and then the waistband of the pants. And that would then be from where a lot of the folds originate. Just laying in the shape of the pants now. Cool. And then keeping in mind these tension points is when we can start to put in like the gesture of the fabric, right? There's a lot of lines draping from the knee and sort of curving down and under to the small of her back. That's an important part of the gesture. And then to contrast that, we have all this bunching around the hip flexors. Similarly, on the other pant leg, it seems like there are a lot of folds shooting towards the knee. And then these half lock folds in the crook of the knee. Cool. I kind of want to infuse the reference with just like a little bit more of a sense of light and consistent lighting. It's very like omnidirectional right now. You can see there are sort of shadow shapes, but the lighting ratio is so low that they're just really, really soft. Or really subtle. sewing pattern for these pants is pretty weird. Like this seam traveling here, meeting this seam from down here. Yeah, I don't really... Hello! Smash that like button. I don't really know what's going on with the seams there. We can just sort of ignore them for now, add them at the end. It doesn't seem like they're... I mean, apart from the lower leg, in the lower leg it's really affecting the drapery shapes. Okay. It's an okay block in. I'd like to just quickly hit like the occlusion shapes with a darker tone. And for now, we're just doing the pants. Just because... Yeah, I'm trying to understand the folds in the knee area specifically. And then, well, kind of might as well just do the rest of the pant leg. Cool. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Might have done myself a little bit of a disservice when I decided to change the lighting. It wouldn't do that. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. It's aight. It's aight. It's the first study of the day. It can look however it wants to look. Okay. Think planar. Think planar as we're putting in the highlight here. This passive diffuse highlight. On the clothing material. Allow this form to turn. Yeah, not super fully happy with this one. But that's not a problem. You do another one for correct those mistakes right back. Alrighty, next one. Move you somewhere. Find the next reference. I just straight up didn't really find what I was looking for. Hey, this one's good. This one's close. Just a big pant, bent knee. That's what we were looking for today. Okay. Do our little gesture to lay in the underlying form. Is she slouching this much? There's no way. That's gotta be the jacket. Some slouching though. Some slouching is happening. Knee coming forward. Lower leg going back. Really mad at this drawing. Okay. And then you sort of go, fine, whatever, we're here for the drapery anyway. figure the gesture doesn't matter, but it kind of does. Because you see, the drapery sits on the underlying form. All right. And then I'm guessing that the jacket is bunching a lot to really emphasize the gesture. But who knows? Anyway, tension points for these pants. Pretty simple. Top of leg, knee. A lot of the area of the knee, actually. On the other side, same thing. Knee, top of leg. Theoretically, waist. Yeah. And then because there's a lot of fabric, we get a lot of bunching, a lot of like lumpy shapes near the crooks of the pose, the bent knee, where the pants are bunched up against like the railing that she's sitting on. You get this triangular shape a lot at the front of panned legs. When sort of this fabric wants to fall out and be like straight up and down, right? But there's just not enough fabric to the pant leg, so it just catches in here, forms this triangle. All right, so now we're thinking about, we're trying to use, oh, give me a second. Trying to use this tension point map and our knowledge of how much fabric this piece of clothing has in different areas So essentially do like a pinch and stretch gesture to the fabric, right? Where is it draping from? Where is it tense? You get these long shapes. And then where is it pinched? Where is it bunching? And that's where you get these eyes, these half lock folds, or there's a lot of these zigzag folds on the inside, like on the back of the leg. Yep. It's a big shadow shape. Here's a big long draping shadow shape. And then this occlusion shape down here, where the fold got really deep. I'm not getting the shape of these half lock folds right. Just a little annoying. This loop, it's this eye here. And then this one like pinches to the side. These are shapes that I have a really tough time inventing as well. Like it's kind of fine when you can just like copy them from a reference. The idea is that I would like to be able to invent them, which is why we're doing these studies today. And this leg is a little far out. There we go, that's better. Right, but yeah, a lot of these long triangular shapes draping from our tension point. And then some of these shorter, more confused zigzag folds where there's more fabric. Cool. Put in my little occlusion shapes. Half lock fold is big for that. Apparently that fold is deep enough for that too. Oh, come on. Sure. Sure. Treat the edges. So the big pant like this, I expect to see, and I am indeed seeing, a lot of big soft edges and plain transitions. So a lot of these edges need to be pretty soft. Pretty slow edges. I think that's the wrong edge. It's like this, and there's another one here. That one goes that way. And then this one being a more like normal pair of pants. I don't know if it's more the case or it's just easier for me to see that the seams are definitely impacting the folds in the normal way that you would expect. What do I mean by that? I mean, good morning, my friend. How are you doing? How are you doing, Timios? I mean that the seam serves to add some stiffness to the fabric. And so where the seam runs, sometimes you get bigger planes Like here. I wouldn't expect this plane to look like this, to be that wide if the seam didn't run through it. Just woke up, opening Photoshop. How am I? Oh, pretty good, pretty good. I'm a little tired. I might be developing a little bit of a flu. Unfortunately. And then the drawings just really haven't been drawing very much. These drawings haven't been serving. This past couple days, been feeling a little out of it. That's how it is sometimes. You have symptoms, just fatigue. Slight bit of a stuffy nose for now, and some fatigue. That's it. Did I say flu? I just meant a cold. I don't think it's a flu. I think it's just a cold. Which colds kind of still suck, but I mean, getting the flu is no fun. Cool. Now we have that, and then I think it's just a matter of like introducing the highlight shapes again. Yeah, cold as well. Flu's a virus. Yeah. I think you're right. So if we want to think planar, what are the planes for these highlights? It's gonna hit the knee. It's gonna hit the top of the leg until like the arm starts casting its shadow on it. That's gonna run a little bit down into these offshoot folds. It's also more frontal, the light source, than I've given it credit for, so or more from the left. More from the left, yeah. So the left side of the knee gets hit with like a little bit of like a rim light. And then the top of this fold, which is a shape that I haven't really succeeded in communicating yet. This specific song, every time it reminds me of the new JID album. Which is good and bad, right? Because it's reminding me of good music. But then you're like, ah, there's this other music that I like that I could listen to. In another life. In another life. Okay, this fold goes all the way up here, because of course it does, because it's originating from our tension point and not from just like this random area, random point in the silhouette. Cool. And then we soften these edges after having established the planes and the shapes. Sure, there we go. That's 2 down. A little slow today. It's cool, it's cool. Moving on. This one could be good for what I'm trying to study. This one's nice too. It's like you can always find parts of what you want in the reference. It's like, oh, I want to see huge sweatpants with a bent knee and half lock folds. And then you find like some fashion photo where it's, oh, these are like huge sweatpants, but they're not bending their knees. Or you'll find a lot of poses where, oh, this is, yeah, this is like exactly the pose that I want to see, but the cut of the fabric doesn't match what I'm trying to study. Oh, woe is me. Sure. All right. How is she balanced? Maybe she's in movement? Looks awfully off balance. We'll just make her in movement. Maybe she knows gravity magic. Must be the case. Occam's razor. Trying to get that stair stepping of the knee in there. And I'm aware here that I'm pushing the pose a bit. That is just my Personal taste coming through in the drawing. And then we'll just skip on drawing all this difficult armpit anatomy and just draw some of like the fabric shapes. I also still feel like quite a lot better at drawing fabric shapes than like painting them in directly. Which is also part of why we're doing these specific types of studies right now. It's because I would like to practice painting fabric shapes. Knee, top of leg, especially the way that I changed the pose. The top of this leg is going to be a more important sort of tension point, tension plane. Waistband, and then these little elastic bands around the ankles. Important as well. The seam of these pants, this is like an example of a cut of a piece of fabric that means that sort of creates its own tension point, because there is just the way these pants are sewn, right? If you spread your legs far apart, there's not enough fabric to, or the pants don't hug the legs, instead it like stretches in the middle and becomes tense. That's just something to be aware of. And you see like folds originating from that central seam already in this pose, but where her legs stretched more, you'd have more of them, like stretched further apart. There's more folds originating from that sort of central tension point, tension line. Also, I've gone over this before, but that's the thing about tension point is the term we use, but it's not just points, it's surfaces, it's areas, it's lines. Okay. Putting in the shape here. Cool, there we go. That's the rough shape, I guess. I guess we should pull this down a little bit. Three finger gap, you guys. Leg cylinder doesn't start at the aces point of the pelvis. Yeah, man, fuck you. What the hell? So, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. TikTok won't let me stream through Stream Elements yet. They want me, for now, they want beginning creators to use their software, TikTok Live Studio. And so I'm doing that. That sound is its warning sound when something happens that it doesn't like. It happened a couple times earlier today with some connection issues. But right now, and this one I don't even understand, it said it had detected inactivity in my stream. Which is just not true. It's just, I mean, there's stuff happening. And then I had to do like an AI match the puzzle piece captcha before it allowed me to keep streaming. That was a little whack. Hell no. Yeah. Well, I did do it. Ah. Wait, give me a second. Ah, limbo negative. Yes, I am indeed. I still see Twitch as the main platform. I'm just trying to see if I could generate a little bit more traffic by being online in other locations as well. So far, no dice. No luck. But, you know, we stay trying, and one day we start winning. Yeah, that's the mentality. We stay trying, one day we might start winning. Cool. This one's nice because a lot of it's quite simple. Like, you have this main plane change here. And you have a little bit of these micro halftone planes sneaking up this leg. But other than that, it's just really just this knee. So let's spend some time here. First of all, I've messed up the gesture. It's way more like you are supposed to like curve quite a bit up above the knee. And then these other guys are supposed to Yeah, radiate from it, but also curve more. TikTok should do the trick if you want more traffic, but yeah, it would take some time. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We're just out here trying. And then at some point, I've been told, like I send an application through Stream Elements, like, oh, please, will you guys let me do the stream from this software that I use? So that's like in the ether right now. And then I saw on Reddit that people have had like different degrees of success with that. Some people got their answer in like 2 days. Some have been waiting for weeks, still no answer. For now, it seems like I'm in that second boat, unfortunately. Because I would love to be able to just like control my streams from one place rather than having to juggle softwares. We'll see. Yes, that's the idea. That's the idea. And I can already do that with Twitch and YouTube. It's just TikTok that have this weird like permission system because they want you to use their software. Which of course they do, right? Makes sense. Today you will be drawing yourself. Sick. Smart. Smart. Get that new profile icon. Maybe that's more a me thing. It's something I've been thinking about recently. And well, then I did the haircut, so now it makes like a ton of sense. Okay. I'm low-key a different person. Very different vibe, very different look. It suits you as well. Oh, you're so kind. All this kindness I'm receiving online these days, I'm gonna turn into an egocentric monster. Gonna develop a superiority complex. Watch me. Okay, so almost always a bit of occlusion, like in the deepest part of these half-lock folds, but they're also accompanied by like a more open eye that just has a little bit of occlusion, of light occlusion. Watch him become American Psycho. Yeah. Christian Bale actually. I already have this on my wall. We're already like, that's got to be like 55% there, right? My cousin cosplayed him once for like Halloween, and made those business cards. He's got the fucking Helvetica. He's got the Helvetica bold with the right amount of spacing on the sides. That asshole. And it's so well kerned too. Damn. This business card is better kerned than mine. Wait, this whole time I'm standing? Yeah. Good for back. Good for back. Well, you know, it's an adjustable desk. So I'll try to vary it up generally. That's amazing. I know. Thank you. Yeah, pro tip, very funny to imagine me standing up right now. What do you mean? Elbows off desk. Elbows off desk. Which is actually, that's supposed to be bad, huh? Right, I should be like... Oh, that's gonna feel awkward. Right, because you're supposed to be resting your elbows while working. I feel like I read that once. Whoa, heard that once. What do you mean? Is it because I got closer? What's the ASMR? Okay. Well, maybe I could uncrop some of the camera I've got going on here. Whoa. In your head, standing while doing work is very funny. You can just turn around and do some shadow boxing. Okay. Oh no, wait. I have the side of the software in there now. I don't want that. 350? 375? And then 550? 5? Well, 600? You can't see any of these numbers. It's the numbers for my my crop. Yeah, you can just go and then do some more work and then be like, well, I gotta. Well, it's good for what it's nice for is like I have a mirror over here perpendicular to my workstation as well. Um, always ready, easier to get in a pose. Always easier to get in a pose if well, you're standing already. So this is supposed to be better, huh? Um, like a better working position. So now I have like my at least my left elbow fully resting on the table. I can push you guys back a little bit too. It's probably a good thing we did that. You don't know if it still applies for standing up? Well, I'm like, why wouldn't it? No, I've heard that before, and it's a little bit whack that I just forgot to take that into account. Because the type of stuff I care about is like a sustainable working position, good like back and spinal health. This is whack because I broke the planes. So instead of introducing that new value, I think my planes were kind of working. So maybe we can just like boost the contrast a bit. Just want to boost the light values, not the darks. Give me a second. Um, not what I wanted to do. Kind of what I wanted to do, I think. Anyway, now we're just noodling that, which is also bad. We should be moving on. Should be moving on to the next study. Cool. Which will be I think this one. different type of fabric, stiffer fabric. We're gonna get some more triangular shapes. We're gonna get some more like self-supporting shapes, and you can see how the seams here as well are lifting these shapes kind of off the rest of the pant leg because they're creating structure. I went bald. No, why? Good morning, anyways. Good morning. I'm not fully bald. Supposed to look cleaner. That's the thinking, at least. And good morning, anyways. I am I am indeed Mr. Clean now. That's why it looks cleaner. That's what my friend meant. It's not like you're gonna look like more put together. It's just you're gonna look more like Mr. Clean. They call him Mr. Clean for a reason. It's so true. And it's got nothing to do with the cleaning products. It's all about his looks. Loki, now I can see my precious face more. Yeah. So true. It's crazy how, like, on a given day, you just kind of do suck at drawing until you don't anymore. And people will try to confuse you. They'll try to say that, oh, it's like a warm up. You got to get in like the right mindset. You got to get the feeling into your hands for the day. Got to get in the space and the zone. I think there's a little gnome cursing every single artist to be bad at drawing. And then once you just kind of like fight the gnome for long enough, they get tired and their curse kind of stops working. To be a great artist, you need to suck at drawing. Yeah, for a little bit. Well, for a long while. All I'm saying is it seems like I'm getting close to the point for the day where I've exhausted the gnome from casting the curse. And so my bad at art gnome, my you suck at drawing gnome is letting up a little bit. It's getting easier. No one talks about the little goblins in your body that unlock your drawing chamber. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, I think my gnome is somewhere else. Maybe that's part of why like the curse is so hard for him to keep casting. Like he's in Hawaii or Antarctica or something, casting his little curse. I mean, he's still going. It's not like he's completely stopped for the day, but he's getting a little exhausted. Is it the little gnome? Have I been gnomed? I don't know, Timios. May or may not get DMCA'd, but also I'm not a I don't think I'm a big like player of clips on the stream kind of streamer. I fucked it up. I did fuck it up anyway. Um it's music. Cool. Well, that one we also don't do. We listen to music that I am allowed to play. Explicitly allowed by the distributors to play. Damn, all this talk of the gnome and he's still kind of in full effect. I jumped the gun. Nah, but I can sense he's getting tired. Maybe it's something like the little goblins in your body that unlock your drawing chamber. When they unlock the drawing chamber, that's like a big factor in when the gnome gets tired of cursing you. Like it's a complex dynamic. There's just more factors. You mean silence interrupted by gnome sounds? Ah. That's what I mean when I say music. No, I'm saying these might be like two independent processes, and just like the little gnome that curses you to make you bad at drawing, he has to do concentration. He's like a paladin or whatever. It's a concentration spell, and so part of what can break his concentration is when the little goblins within your body unlock the drawing chamber. So that messes with the little gnome curse guy's concentration. Okay. Wouldn't it lift the curse? Nah, well, as long as the gnome maintains its concentration, like if he's like really resistant to drawing chamber unlockings, I think you might just be screwed. And that's actually a mistake I see a lot of beginner artists making. Is okay, I think the bit is done. Yeah, I think we might have killed it. But it had to die, like it was supposed to die anyway. Okay. So this is quite a different drapery scenario from the other studies we did today. Just because the fabric is of such a different quality. It's like a canvas pant or something. I'm not good at fabric types actually. Something I would like to improve at. But it's definitely something with like a little bit more structure than your typical like sweatpant fabric. And so it has more angular shapes. And more like strangely protruding shapes as well. Like these folds in like the pocket area. Okay. Love the bit. We'll definitely reference it someday. Yeah, I think part of my issue with it is that it's the terminology. Or it's like it's too difficult to quickly explain that there's a little gnome actively cursing you to make you bad at drawing. Like the setup, the actual action is a little bit too complex to like quickly read. I don't know. Maybe if it had like better branding, if it was like the anti-art gnome, your personal anti-art gnome. I don't know. Maybe it's not dead, but it's like one, it needs workshopping, and also it's in hibernation for now. Your arch nemesis. Yeah, see, that's a good pun within the system that we've established, but there's too many leaps. There's too many in-joke leaps. Too much context you need to be aware of for that to actually be funny, which it was. Only good spells? That's so whack. That's such a flex. Too many fallacies. Just too much context you need to understand for the joke to land. Which I'm very tempted by jokes like that as well. Jokes that just require like a lot of context to work. And they're great for like two people. The audience is just two people. You just gotta balance it, I think. It's not that this joke needs to be noob friendly, but you gotta do some accessible jokes. And then you can do more inaccessible stuff on the side as well. Should you become gnome to cast good spells on y'all? I mean, sounds good. You can do that. It's probably a better use of your time. Wouldn't mind per se. But there's probably a better use of your time out there. Some music would be good actually. Holy fucking shit, that's my bad. I muted the music when we had the incident with the with the TikTok studio. Yeah, when that complained very loudly, I turned off the music to just get that sorted. Well, we're back anyway. Lots of triangular shapes delineating the folds here. So what I'm really here for is actually these half lock folds here, and they're quite distinct big pants. Yeah, they're quite distinct in these specific pants because they are so stiff. What are we noticing? We're noticing that you can see the half lock folds from the front. They kind of protrude out from what would otherwise just be like the smooth cylinder of the pant leg. And they form these eyes as well from the front. Eyes that can get quite deep in terms of occlusion and shadow, but that also tend to have some shallower, lighter values associated. Then we're here for these I guess a big observation today, which is it's such a like a duh now, but these folds going towards the tension point feel much more appealing and dimensional if you allow them to twist, if you allow them to curve, because then it becomes clear that they're moving over a curved surface. So that's something specific for me to try and remember. Is to better imply come on, color, give me a color that stands out. To better imply sort of this wireframe understanding of the leg, just curve your folds rather than trying to make them go straight to the tension point. Like, sure, this communicates the tension fine, but this communicates the form better. Stat point, experience point, level up just a little bit, just a small one. And that's all we can ask for. I still have trouble inventing the shapes for these, or I'm anticipating that I still will have trouble inventing the shapes for these eyes in the folds, because I didn't really find like a proper system for it today. So that might be a lesson for another day. All right. Anyway, that's my time. Thank you guys for watching, for hanging out, for shooting the shit. Catch y'all in the next one. Goodbye.